Hello, I'm Chef Matisse. Growing up and working in local restaurants, and eventually graduating from the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York, has given me a food epiphany, a cooking show about the future of the American diet. Buy local, eat organic, according to the seasons. It's really very simple. Buying local means if you buy from local farmers directly or markets that do, it's likely your food is very fresh and probably harvested that morning. Fresh foods will contain the most flavor, vitamins, and minerals. Eating organic means no pesticides. It's a commitment to your health and to the health of the environment. What's the point of eating delicious, healthy food if you're polluting the environment in the process? Cooking according to the seasons guarantees healthy, delicious produce at a fraction of the cost. Now, following these 3 key points will encourage you to have a variety of healthy foods in your diet, as well as becoming part of nature's changing seasons. On my show, we will explore what the Bay Area has to offer, from farmers markets and wine tastings to fishing boats and guest chefs. So get your mise en place ready, because I'm going to take you on the adventures of Chef Matisse. So I'm at another Santa Cruz Mountain winery, River Run, and I'm with the owner, JP, and winemaker.
Hi.
And so you're going to tell us a little bit about the winemaking process here?
That's true, Matisse. I do buy all my grapes from Paso Robles to Mendocino, depending on what kind of grapes they are. After figuring out where I want those grapes, I go and pick them up in my old flatbed truck and bring them in 3 tons at a time in these half-ton bins. A ton, you can get about 150, 140 gallons, depending on how parsimonious you want to be and how many tannins you want in your wine. And that's truly where art comes in. You know, I do a lot of Rhone wines. I do some esoteric varietals. This year I'll be doing a Grenache, a Carignan, and a Syrah, which are 3 Rhone varietals, Cabernet and a Merlot and a Chardonnay. So there will be, for one of those bins, there'll be a pile of stems about like that. This is done through these stainless steel spokes that actually sort of grab the stems and just sort of toss them out. And then we actually go into the down and dirty side of winemaking. And we add some yeast to the tanks and let things get going. More people in Santa Cruz County would be known for doing this because it's such an eclectic group. And a lot of people here do things that are not monetarily sensible.
But this goes back to old European winemaking.
That is right. You know, you think about the old owner of the property, the patron, getting in and squishing the grapes with their feet. That's how they got the juices started. Like, for instance, Burgundy. But only the patron and his family could get in the tank because they didn't take a lot of baths then. So they wanted their feet to be the only feet in the tank. So it was one of the family jobs. Evidently, this press is touted as being able to squeeze 1 grape. But in actuality, we have 5 tons in here.
Now, this machine allows you to have more control over how much you're pressing the wine?
That's right. I can vary the... pressing is rated in bars, which is atmospheres. So I can do from 0.1 bar to 1.9 bars, which is leaves a grape just like a cornflake. A bladder inside, which expands and squeezes the grapes against the outside of one side of the press.
It's beautiful to see that juice flowing out of there.
It is something. It is something. So we're rotating that press in there to kind of break up a little of what we did press before, and then we'll do another press after that. First squeeze on the press has been put into this tank in the far side. We like to keep him closed a little bit so we can guard the wine from any infection. And also there's a secondary reaction in wine that's bacterial. It's called the malolactic reaction. So we'll put it into that tank, inoculate the wine, get a little bit of heat on it. In France, I've been in some famous chateau cellars where they start fires in the caves to get them warm enough so that the reaction will take place. This wine will rest for a couple of weeks until we put it into a barrel.
Are these French oak or American?
Most of them are French oak.
Okay.
And I have taken to using newer American oak barrels and rotating them into my stash. Some wines I made a Grenache. It was just made in neutral barrels because the fruit is so lush that you really, maybe a little bit of oak, but you want to taste that fruit.
Well, tell me about the wine club. What is a wine club, first of all?
A wine club is sort of a subscription buying process where people sign up to receive so many bottles of wine. Maybe we do 2 a quarter. And so I have some special stuff, like there's a bin back there that I will be picking those grapes in 3 or 4 days myself because it's a special late harvest product, and only those wine club people will be getting that product because there's not very much of it around. Actually, I do stuff from a particular vineyard on one side of that vineyard. Some of my grapes are 115 years old, so that is separated from the rest of that particular Zinfandel, which is only a mere 80 years old, and that goes out special.
So what is the main difference between an organic wine and
non-organic? The difference is usually how the ground is kept clean, and non-organics will use sprays, Roundup, and that eliminates a lot of their labor. Bigger wineries, they want a wine to jump through the hoops now, and an organic wine you can't add like a settling agent to.
Okay.
And big wineries will do that, or else they get a $500,000 centrifuge and spin it. I feel I have more of a mission than just to make a profit. I want my wines to be enjoyed, and I want somebody to pull a glass of wine out. God, that is the best Carignan I have smelled. And I can tell them why. Well, we've almost reached the end here of the best part of winemaking, and of course that's tasting. So these grapes came from about 30 miles to the east. This is a dry farm vineyard. These grapes were actually planted for Prohibition. Some Italians in Chicago knew that there was going to be a Prohibition, so they contracted with the Wurz family to grow 5 acres of Carignan grapes, which shipped really well. So they were loaded onto a boxcar in boxes, shipped back to Chicago, and blocks of Italians would make their wine every year. And that's how they got through Prohibition. This is one of the few wines that has a citrus, grapefruity taste when it's young, and a fabulous, unusual sort of violets taste when it's old. It's one of the Rhone varietals, and they use this for blending, for color and structure. This wine is a wine that I have to Clorox the inside of my stainless steel tanks because it stains them.
It's that strong.
It's got that much color. Yeah, it's got an incredible color.
That's the sign of a true winemaker.
So this is just an example of one of those things that the winemakers of Santa Cruz County can do. They can find these little esoteric vineyards, make something fine from it. You'll find this nowhere else in the world.